Clear that box from your screen, and then we're ready to go. Okay, find your upright seat. A little opening meditation. Breathing in the nose, out the nose or the mouth. Any adjustments your body wants to make at any of its many moving parts, hips, shoulders, head, neck, the spine, any kind of soft rounding or arching. The end points of the body, the feet and ankles, right? That's a lot of times sort of energetically sort of clearing through so things aren't stagnant and stuck. Fingers spreading, arms shaking, legs shaking, right? Any of these movements that just allow and promote through quality, a feeling of open space. So breathing and allowing for any of that movement, but also allowing for the idea that stillness is an enjoyable state. So not a held stillness, but such a spacious, open pathway that there's sort of a quality of stillness, even though everything is flowing unobstructed. And as you soften and relax, you can feel these three very important concepts for what we're working on. These are underlying Tai Chi, Qigong concepts. Zhongjing, which means central upright. So we feel our central upright. That is a product of being arranged correctly, not something we hold, but something that when everything is in a perfect relationship, the limbs, the bones, the tissue, then there's this feeling of being central and upright. So Zhongjing. And then what comes next in that is Chunwan, or sunken stable. Let everything sink down through. So try your best not to hold tension in your tissue, but release it down so it goes through you to the earth, which gives us a sort of base or root or a stability. And after Zhongjing and Chunwan comes the fun part, Qingling, which means nimble, agile, light. So that has to be a product of being aligned correctly and allowed to be sunk and stable. Then our lightness and our nimbleness can start to reveal itself. So keep those three concepts in mind for, let's say, 5-6 more breaths. Let those breaths move thoroughly through your system. To help us with all of these underlying infrastructural principles, we want to clear the pathway. So that's our joint mobilization work. So let's do it. Hands slide back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, arch back. Slide hands forward, round the back, drop the head. And again. So now just explore this in your own way. Because again, based on your issues, your injuries, wherever you just get tight, you're going to need little additional movements that open up these spaces. So even though the form, the sequence that we do is sort of a set sequence, you might say, there's additions here and there. Each round is fresh. Each round is this opportunity to just go right where you need it. One more. We're just softening the tissue, getting the joints to slide. Let's settle back to the middle and go right into rotations. Left hand forward, right hand elbow back, turning and reverse, turning. And just explore. This is us exploring the rotational plane of movement. They call the transverse plane in anatomy and kinesiology. Transverse plane. One more each way. And each round should be addition by subtraction, looser, freer, lighter, smoother. Back to neutral. Now the lateral plane or coronal plane, leaning. As you lean to your right, left wrist comes up. You can free up that left leg. Feel how it's empty. And then change the weight. Notice how the weight goes through the left buttock and left leg a little bit. Right foot is free. Lean. And remembering Zhong, central upright, doesn't mean that we are perpendicular to the floor, but it means there's a central uprightness through this middle. So even when we lean sideways, you can feel that central upright still intact. It's limber. It's like a tree. It's limber and loose and easy to lean. And also Chunwan, this soft, sunken settling down. And then that light Qingling, which is this free floating quality. And then let's come back to neutral. Shoulders, to unpack this usual suspect area of problems. Upper back, neck, shoulders. Shoulders come forward and up. Back and down. Forward and up. Back and down. Just letting it roll and slide. The other interesting thing with the body is that we are juicy, we are fluid, we are full of all kinds of lubricants and glycerin-like substances, and our connective tissue known as fascia, in a way, is supposed to operate more like a viscous fluid than like how often it is in people, a sort of collagenous, collagen, cobwebby sort of net grabbing onto the body. So that's what these practices do. Let's go ahead and reverse. These practices help turn that collagen. That's where some of those little snaps and pops and little sounds and little barnacles in the body come from, is that connective tissue webbing getting slowly softened, untangled, smoothed out, polished. And so then our connective tissue can do its job holding us together, connecting all the parts, but not do its, potential mistake, which is to bind us and limit our movement. So that's what the Taoists were just really all about, is finding that freedom. Now, Bend the elbows. Let's go out and up. Let this buoyancy through the chest, and then down, wrap, squeeze. So it's not just shoulders, shoulder blades, and arms, but it's also the rib cage itself, opening and closing, expanding, compressing. Sort of aliveness quality. And this is very important for the lymphatic system, the keeping of our immune system strong, pumping, flushing. Let's take elbows back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up, back, up. One. And down, elbows out, one above, one below, hug. Give a nice squeeze, and then elbows out, and switch and squeeze, and out, squeeze, out, one more. Down, loose. Now we'll go to the legs, chamber, push, chamber, down, chamber, push, down. Just getting that fluidity. Compress, express, compress, down. Foot and ankle, pointing and flexing. Invert, evert. Circle. Switch circles. And down. Switch. Point, flex. Invert, evert. Little in, out. Circle. Other direction. And scoop forward if you're not all the way forward. Swivel. Lift the ball of your left foot. Turn knee and toe out. Then heel out, knee in. Toe out, knee out. Heel out, knee in. Toe out. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5. Once more, just focus on the ball and socket joint area, moving the whole leg from that root and having that movement translate all the way through to the toes from the hip, finding that connection. Switch legs from the hip all the way to the foot and toes. And when you move, the interesting thing with Tai Chi, when you move from the correct root area of, let's say, the arm or the leg or the middle of the body, movement becomes very effective in terms of executing what you're trying to execute, but it's also incredibly efficient. There's not excess activity getting in the way. Let's go ahead and sit upright and forward fold. sit vertical and lean back. This is another example of that. No movement through the spine really, but just at this hip crease. So it's only one joint folding and unfolding, yet we're creating an entire torso fold through space. So to the outside observer, it looks like a lot is happening, but when you're a master of your body mechanics, you're just very easily moving from the right root spaces of the movement. Now let's use that to stand up and sit down. So really practice that quality. Feet come back a little. We're just folding. Now we're changing where we are in relation to gravity. And we just stand up nice and easy. And then same idea sitting down. If we move from the right place, then everything else organizes around that. And this also saves us from injury, right? So people hurt their knees, hurt their back doing squats or sitting down by bending knees first instead of just hip hinge, sink, slide down. And just keep that as an idea of the principles of Tai Chi movement everywhere, is that it can be easy. Now just squatting, don't sit, sink down, get your hands near the floor, push through the earth, stand back up. Butt goes back and sink. And rise. Just make it as slidey and glidey and easy as you possibly can, with nothing extra going on. One more. All right. Now, make your way to your chair using the back of the chair to stabilize you. We're gonna rock into the toes, lift, down, rock into the heels, lift, rock into the toes, and lift, heels, and lift. Do that a few more times on your own. Someday, the option can be no hands, right? But in the beginning, have at least a light touch so you feel safe. This one is usually safer going forward and up. This one is the slightly more dangerous one, but eventually it's doable, right? Without hands. All right. And then we walk back a little bit. Hands are on the chair, and then fold in half. This is basically downward facing dog. We're getting a nice stretch to the shoulders, to the back, to the buttocks, the hamstrings. Open up all that space. And then lifting the chest up, walking forward back to your chair. Turn and face forward, back up a bit, and now we're ready to go. So hand near chair if needed, but practice without it if possible. Now arrange the weight over to the right leg, left foot now empty, lift to the tippy toes, right? Get to that tip of the shoe, lower the whole foot back down, and then change your weight to that left leg. Right foot empty, go tippy toe back down without any weight, and then change. Get to the tip of the left toes, back down, change. And I think I was mentioning this last week, but the primary direction that we want to be focusing on is down. Whether we're walking forwards, backwards, sideways, or just in place, or we're going to go up a set of stairs, or we're going to go down some stairs or a curb, we want to focus on appropriately getting this Chun-Won concept, Chun-Won, or sunken stable, down and through. And then it's that being correct that allows, let's go to level 2, disconnect the foot from the floor, place it back down. Now get this Chun-Won, this sunken, stable, and through And then Qingling, or lifting, light and nimble, becomes easy, becomes secondary. But usually we're focusing on the lift or the step, and we overlook this very important Chunwan. So we've got Zhongjung, central upright, Chunwan, sunken stable through, and then Qingling, whee, free to move, right? Let's go level 3, where we just get up all the way to the highest height. Back down, keeping our Zhongjung change. So that's also what happens sometimes is we lift, and then we sort of clench up to hold it. And then when this goes down, we sort of lose our good posture. So every time you're letting the leg down, make sure it's as soft and loose as can be, and you keep this body upright, central upright. Soft and loose. Chunwan, rooting you, connecting you, and then Qingling, loose, free, easy. Last one. Then we're going to go to the next exercise. Step right foot a little in front. Remember, just a comfortable distance, not too far. Then we're going shift into the front leg, primary direction, down, which gives the freedom for you to get to the tippy toe. And then you're shifting back, but your primary direction is down, not back, right? If I think, oh, I'm walking forward, I need to lean forward, I've lost Zhongjung, or central upright. And my Chunwan is not going to work as well. So keeping this easy quality, and then down through, down through. And in some ways you can feel eventually like you never come out of down through. So you're just really changing which limb is your connector or your plug into your down and through rooted quality. So it's not like we come up, over, and then back down again. But usually we have to think like that at first because our natural instinct is to pull up. Now we go right leg, lift, lower, shift, primary direction is down, back leg empty so you can flamingo, toe touch, primary direction down. That's what frees up the Qingling of this leg. Down through, that's what frees up that left leg. Loose. And in this safe setting, this is where you really want to challenge your ability to use your hydraulics, use your softness to support you. Now, using chair as needed, level 3, that's just bring that knee up, float it down, change the weight, Chunwan down to the earth, now heel to butt and knee forward and up. Toe reach back, don't lose your balance there, just stay with it, change the weight. Up, softly down, shift. Primary direction, down. Last one. And bring right foot back next to left foot, change weight into the right side step, get closer to your other chair. Be back from the chair a little bit, left foot in front, level 1. Primary direction down. Get to the tippy toe. Primary direction down. Get to the tip of the heel. Down through. And down through. That's where the teacup can just sit on top of the head and be undisturbed because the direction is down. We're not leaning and leaning. Many of the habitual body responses to trying to be balanced, that's the tough part, is that they end up just being obstacles to achieving the Tai Chi balance. Any grabbing, any holding, any preparing, any caution in the body ends up getting in the way. So it's just this polishing out of the nervous system and the tissue. Level 2. So when that front leg is empty, just easy from that hip, and then shift, and then flamingo, touchdown, shift. Get this quality of floating. There's a part of you, your middle, that's really just floating the whole time. Level 3 is next. Might need chair for this. Up. Softly down, keep your body upright. Change. Bring that back knee forward and up. Keep your body upright and your balance as you reach back. Shift. It's good. Up. Keep that uprightness. Shift. Excellent. Forward and up. Back. Shift. And this differentiator, like a seesaw, like the pivot of a seesaw is still. But that stillness doesn't limit the movement of the seesaw. It's actually the key to the good movement, organized movement of the seesaw. So we're finding that, I won't say it's a paradox, but the complementary state of still and free to move. Last one. And so that's what people are looking for when they're saying, I'm not feeling like I've got good balance. What we're really looking for is that central pivot to where our body can be agile and organized. Switch sides again. Next exercise based on the first one, so right foot out in front. Now it's change the weight. Once your back foot's empty, just float it forward, touch the heel, change the weight. Then reverse, change back, float the foot back, change back. Change, step, change. Change back, step, change back. Feel how primary direction is still down, down. Teacup is doing just fine on the head as long as you're relaxed. You got your Zhong, your Chun One, which is what gives us our stability connection to the earth. And then Qingling is that freedom to move. Now, lift, lower, shift. Small obstacles. So now we got to disconnect the foot, bring it over something, step it down, and then shift. Flamingo back foot, change back. Front leg has to come up in front, bend, and reach back, all while keeping our balance, and then shift back. Up, down, change, over the obstacle. Primary direction, just keep that in mind all class, that your primary direction is down and through, and that's what frees you to step. So just keep prioritizing that with your mind, with your attention. And you'll notice that it makes a difference. It starts to shift something. Level 3, up, down, shift. Primary direction down is what gives us the freedom to take this very exaggerated step And then we shift, and then we go forward and up again. Reach back, shift back. That down quality gives you the freedom to lift, tuck, reach back, find the floor, all without disturbing your balance, and change. That down quality is what gives you the freedom for lift, turn, shift. Full sort of exaggerated bicycle. And forward and up. Back. Last one. Everything loose. Changing sides. Bring right foot back. Change weight to right leg. Side step. Closer to your other chair. Left foot in front. Empty. Level 1. Just easy peasy. Get that right foot empty. Step it. Change. Primary direction. Down. Qingling step. Down. Zhongjang. Central upright. Chun one, rooting, Qingling, free to step. Chun one to the earth, free to step. With no unsafe moment, really, eventually. Because the whole time, there's this floating, ease, adaptive, agile quality. One more, level 1. And that's a great example right there. Sue, that almost fall is a wonderful thing because you're going, whoa. But it's the adaptability and looseness to deal with that that allows you to keep your center. Whereas the stiffer we are, when that happens, the whole tree falls over. So just feeling how you can learn to rely more and more on not only to walk correctly, but when something happens, it's this softness to be able to deal with it that keeps our center, it keeps the pivot point. And level 2, lift, lower, shift. Small obstacle, pick it up, go over, lower it down, change the weight. Flamingo, bend that knee, toe touch down, change. Front leg has to come up, tuck, reach, change. Up, down, change. Up and over. Flamingo. Up in front, bend, reach. One more, level 2. Level 3, use the chair as needed. Up, down. Chun one, to the earth. That's what frees this other limb to move easy. Now, chun one to the earth. That's what frees you to lift here. Back, change. Down and through is what frees you up to do all this without any loss of center. One more, level 3. And Shogun. Hands right out in front of the navel, a few inches out in front, letting everything, mind settle here, everything that's out throughout the body, settle back to this middle for a moment. And then hands come down. Okay, now stay as you are. So here's, now I'm matching you. Let's do our runway walk. So come over to the left side of your space and then turn and look down range, down the runway. So you got 5, 6, 7 steps or so out in front of you to take, right? And you got chairs to your left, should be, for balance and safety. Level 1, empty the foot, put it out there, change the weight. Primary direction is down, 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 down. And yet somehow that down frees us to walk. Right? That's the trick. That's the trick, that we sort of obey that rule early on to find our ability to move when we're babies, but then we lose it somewhere along the way, whether it's from injuries or just how we move or how we train our bodies or how we don't train our bodies. We lose some of this, and so we're just regaining naturalness. And it's life-saving. This saves lives, save your life, and because falling is the #1 killer, #1, come and get you, is this loss of ability to safely move to and fro. Let's go level 2 next, where each step is over an obstacle. And it really shows you, are you prioritizing down? If you do, pretty much that step becomes kind of no issue. Step can be as big as you need it to be or small as you need it to be, as long as you keep this down and through. Let's do one more level 2 or level 3, meaning just make your step as exaggerated as you'd like. But can you keep that zhongjang, chunwan, or central upright, and sunken stable, which produces qingling, light, nimble, free. All right. Turn and face the chairs. You're still at the left side of your space. Fill or go down through the left leg. Side step right foot out and in. Out, in. Your goal here is to not allow any weight to leave this primary leg. And to not just be touching your toe. We don't want to do that, because that allows us, I can do that and stay up out of my root, but what I can't do is get my heel down, right? You can see that my heel is on the ground here. And what's key to that is I have to kind of sink through this leg to get that whole foot down. And I have to allow a little more freedom in the quad, rather than the quad can stay closed and I think that I'm doing the exercise, but I'm not, versus with the heel, the quad has to really open. Now go out, stay out, change. Full, empty, change back. So primary direction down, through. Primary direction down, through. Down, through. Zhongjang is intact. A lot of times people do this one and lean and lean, but you can see what's not happening is that change. Someone thinks they're doing this as opposed to change, change, keeping this zhongjang, change, change. Now, the next time you're in the right leg, stay there, bring left foot in and out a few times, loose and free. Whole heel, whole foot on the ground. So it's this down quality that allows freedom to do that. Any up and reach, I'm now disturbing something that we don't want to disturb here. Now, bring that left foot in, keep it in, feet very close, if not touching. Change the weight through that left leg, through the right leg. So just standing where you are, this really is a great exercise for down and through, and also training the knee joint. The knee to be, hold on one second. Training the knee to do its appropriate thing, which is not to bend, but to open so that it ends up bending. You see? So there's a difference between I'm going to try to bend my knee to I'm going to open my knee. And then if you were to check it, you would say, oh, that's a bent knee. But my mind is focusing on opening the space through and letting the springy infrastructure of how the leg is put together beautifully. Leg is amazing. And let it do its thing naturally, keeping zhongjang, chunwang. Now, weight into your left leg, right foot free, side step, change. Once this is my full leg, I'm ready to bring this in. Then once this is my full leg, I'm ready to step that out. Once that's full, this comes in. Eventually, it's almost simultaneous, even though I obviously have to shift here before I step here. But if you get good at down and through, that can come in pretty quick. Same thing here. This can go down and I'm already stepping. So it's almost like ba-ba. It's like 1, 2. 1, 2. Right? And then it's out. So now I'm going down through, bringing it in. Down through, stepping it out. Down through, bringing it in. 2, 2. So that's where Tai Chi becomes swift. Because of its efficiency, not because of its rush, not because you're trying to go fast, it's because you're so still and your movement is so efficient, so precise, so grounded, so chunwon or sunk and stable that everything up here starts to become just nimble and free and loose, right? But yet there's stillness underlying it. And so that's why we practice slow, to find these moments of the whole you got to walk before you can run, you got to run before you can fly. It's all at play here. And come to the space between your chair. Now, transverse plane or rotational plane, right? Turning. So empty the right leg. Keep it empty as you turn it out and in. Noticing that the pelvis and the rest of the body turns a little bit out and in. So here my nose and my belly button are pointed to this left corner somewhat. Here they're pointed to the right corner somewhat. Left corner. And switch feet. Empty the left foot. Turn. 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 back to neutral. We're going around now to the right, quarter steps. So it's turn right foot out, shift onto it, bring the left foot to match it, empty the right foot again and turn it out, shift, bring it around. The same thing applies to swiftness. So for this first one, Sue, let's do without the pigeon toe, without the turn. So now we're just going here and then together. And practice with this one, the sort of as I'm going through the left, my right is free to step. And then as I'm going through, my left comes around. So it's almost simultaneous, like I was describing. It's like a 1-2. So it's a weight going through the left as my right is free to turn. So that all happens together. And then it's weight goes into the right as I'm coming around with the left together. So there's two events you're trying to sandwich them together or stack them together of weight through and turn open. Change, weight, bring together. Weight, change, turn open. Weight, change, turn, close. One more. Getting around to facing forward and then switching directions. So in the beginning, you do that more broken up with turn and step the foot out, shift and change the weight, bring the right foot, hover it, place it down, change the weight till the left foot's free, then turn and open, shift, bring the foot around, so that we find all these moments, but then eventually it's weight down through and turn open, weight through the left leg and close, bring the foot, basically on top of each other. Ba, ba. Ba, ba. Da, da. Da, da. A 1-2. A 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. Now, right foot, pigeon toe, change. Bring that left foot to match. Same idea. First, it's empty the right foot, turn and step it, get it all prepared, but it's still empty. Change, bring the left foot to match. Empty right foot, pigeon toe, change, bringing left foot to match. Change, pigeon toe, change, left. And then try to put them together. Ba, ba. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. 1-2. It's like a little crab walk, right? And then switch directions. Empty left foot, pigeon toe. Change weight onto it, bring the right foot. Empty the left foot, pigeon toe step with no body weight. So make sure you do that. Couldn't tell, Sue, if that happened for you, but try to step the left foot, turn the body, but keep the weight in the right leg. So it's ba, right? You're set here, and then it's change and bring the right to match. The weight goes through the right leg as you ba, right? So it's this, and then ba. Through the right step. I haven't shifted any weight, but then I shift and bring that right foot back. So it's still down and through, down and through, down and through. And let those knees do their job, which is to be open. And then they will slightly bend, right? You can maybe see it in my form when I do it. There's this bent. I can't be locked up straight. I get in my own way. There has to be a through quality here in the legs. And then finally, let's put all that together. Right leg turn out. Change the weight. Bring that left foot around pigeon toe. Change the weight. Turn open. Let the knees be soft. Zhong zheng means that you're never not upright. So there's always this through to the earth, even though I'm rotating around in place, I'm not leaning the tower, right? And don't overstep, right? That's also a problem, is trying to turn way open, your body falls back out of center. Instead, right in place here, find this central pivot. I'm getting quite a bit of a turnout, but I'm not losing my sort of ballet uprightness. Same thing around here. So keeping that. And after you've done a couple to the right, let's go to the left. Facing forward. Shogun. Now, turn so that your right shoulder is towards the camera. This will be my left shoulder, your right shoulder. And this is an exercise from Chen style Tai Chi that works on the basic sort of Tai Chi steps. So, right arm, point it towards the camera, bring it back underneath a circle, point to the back of the room, then up to the ceiling, and then come over the top and point to the front of the room again, and then come under that circle and over the top. Right? And so when you point to the back of the room, your waist should turn to the left, and your body weight should naturally go into your left leg. Right foot should be a bit empty, and then the weight should go into your right leg, and your waist turns a little right. And then you reach back and come over the top and point forward. Keep doing that, please. Now, as you come underneath the circle, point to the back of the room and up to the ceiling. Now, with your empty right foot, step sideways and turn and face the front. Left foot should be empty. Step that left foot forward and point left foot forward. I'm sorry, left hand forward. Let's do these circles on this side. Point to the back of the room, up over the top, point to the front. To the back, to the front. To the back, to the front. To the back, to the front. Back. Front. Now, point up to the ceiling. So you went back and up. Now, as the hand's coming over, your left foot should be free. Step sideways so that you're facing forward. Right? Right foot is empty. Step your right foot straight ahead of you, but empty. Now shift into the right foot and press left hand down, right hand up. This is called splitting. So let's do just that with the hands a couple of times. One is above, one is below that. And they're related to each other. You kind of feel this relationship. Even though they're separate, inside of you, there's a pivot that's controlling that movement. So that's called liet or splitting. So right foot is in front, empty. Left hand high, right hand low. Change the weight into the right leg a little bit as you split. And back into the left leg, open. Split. Open. Split. Now, we finished our split. Right hand is in front. Relax the left hand. And then we circle. So now you should be in your left leg. The hand comes over the top into your right leg. Let's do 3 circles. And then we're going to do another liet to switch sides. Circle, 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 circle. Now, this is our execution of the maneuver. So we circle back just the same. As we bring the hand over, we step sideways and empty the left foot. Then we're ready with this hand up high, this hand down low, step this left foot forward and liet or split. Change the weight into that left leg and then shift back and open, right? And so we'll just do those hands a couple of times again. And notice they're out in front of me here. Split and open. One is downish, one is upish. Right? So again, as you do the split, weight goes into your left leg. Split, reverse. Split, open. Split. Now, we finished our split. Left hand is in front. Let's do a circle. Let's do 3 circles. So circle into your back leg, up over the top, into your front leg. Back leg, front leg. Let's do the liet on this one. So we're going into our back leg. As the hand comes over, this is the side step. Side. So you have to step, that was wrong, Sue. That was wrong. You step the lead foot, your left foot, open, rather than bringing your back foot forward. So we come back over. The left foot should be empty, side. Yeah. And now the right foot is empty to step forward, and we do liet. Change the weight. The high hand comes down, the low hand comes up. And then now the right hand is in front. Do a circle. Circle. You should be in your left leg. Do a whole circle into your right leg. Let's do liet on this next one. So we go into the back leg. Now the side step, because it's your left foot that's empty, it steps to the side. The right foot that was empty. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Left foot is empty now, so it steps forward and we liet or split. Now the left hand is in front. Circle into the back leg, into the front leg, into the back leg, side step, right foot empty, forward step, liet. Yeah. Right hand is in front. Circle. One whole circle. Liet. So it's back leg. Side step. Notice right hand is high, left hand's low. It's all set up for you to just go one down, one up. And then left hand, circle. One whole circle. And then side step. High hand is on its way down, low hand on its way up. Change the weight. Now, no extra circle. We just go back, up over, side step. And then left foot forward, liet. No extra circle. Left hand circling. We're in our back leg. Up over the top, we do a side step. Step right foot forward, liet. One more of each. Circle. Eventually this becomes just the most natural relaxed. And again, all the principles remain. Zhong Zheng, Chun Wen, Qing Ling, central upright, soft, sunken, stable, light, nimble, easy, and done. Back to the middle, Shogun. Let's do our light self massage. So, hands together, circles, back of one hand, circles, back of other hand, circles, and then qua or groin, this area here. Up to the hip flexors, around to the sacrum and tail, up onto your lumbar, Mingmen, and then clearing. You sit like a squat, hands sweep down the sides, come around to the insides and up the insides. Again, qua, hip flexors, sacrum, lumbar, and clear, soft, loose, fluid, free. One more. And it's like a reset of the natural flow. Sweep arms out, around, and forward. In through the mouth, down to the navel, and then a little Tai Chi squat. Just to drip everything out of the system. And then final closing. Sealing. One hand, center palm point on the navel. Seal. And Taoist bow. Thank you, everybody. Great job. Hope everyone had a wonderful holiday. And I'll be here Friday for class. So anyway, great to see you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Good to see you, David.
Thank you. That